Whoops.
Yes.
Alright, so we're recording.
Oh, hello, people.
Yeah, so we can just restart whenever. All right.
So 3, 2, 1, action! Hi!
Hello!
Hi everyone. We're doing the movie review on Narnia. Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. Yay! Woo. So yeah.
Our first question is... I think I like Mr. Tumnus. Just because, like, he's just such, like, an awkward but funny, just simple character. Like, he starts doing something bad, but then he ends up regretting it and then changing his mind, but then... Yeah, no, he's just nice, he's simple, he's sweet, he's just... I also like the way he was portrayed in the movie, he's just very funny. I thought he was an entertaining character.
Nice.
I think my favorite character was Lucy, just because, like, she was the first one to like find Narnia, and even though her siblings told her that she was crazy and that it was like impossible, that she kept persisting because she knew what she saw. Like, she didn't like let others bully her into thinking that it wasn't there. So just kind of her persistence and like kind of like a little bit of stubbornness, I kind of liked that quality in her.
Yeah. I also like Lucy. She's also my favorite character for many of the same reasons as you. Also, like, I just admire, like, how she didn't have any doubt and just how close she was to Aslan, and how she was, like, the youngest, but, like, the one leading her siblings on, and that was really cool.
No choice.
It was a pretty good movie. I liked it.
I liked it. I've read the book. And then watch the movie, so like there are some things that don't fit quite right, but for the most part it actually does follow along with the book quite closely. There's a couple things that aren't, but I really enjoyed it because it's kind of neat to see something you read come to life on a screen. So yeah, I say that I liked it.
Yeah. Well, I like everything about it. It reminds me of just my childhood, and even still it's just like a great movie. I like the cinematography, I like the storyline. C.S. Lewis is great. I like the characters and the actors. Everything about it, I think, is great.
I'm not gonna lie, it's not my favorite movie. Like, I have a lot of, like, sentimentality towards it. Like, we watched it a lot as kids. But I think it's because I watched it so many times I don't like it. I also like deep symbolism in things, and a lot of, at least in my eyes, a lot of the things in Narnia were very obvious, and I don't know. It was just something that I just didn't really care about, but it was still good. Just wasn't necessarily my favorite. So, don't kill me.
The scariest moment. What'd you guys see?
Well, Aslan on the altar, Jesus on the altar. Very direct symbolism. Yeah, that's just Jesus giving his life for us on the cross. And also, I don't know if C.S. Lewis intended this, but it's also very Eucharistic in that sense as well. Just Jesus giving his body for us, giving his life so that we might live. And that's exactly what Aslan did. So I just love it. Actually, Aslan's kind of my favorite character too.
Yeah.
He's voiced by Liam Neeson, so.
The voice.
I don't know, this is something I was just realizing now. It was not what I was going to be talking about at all, but one thing I noticed was, like, how important and valuable man is to all of the animals and Aslan himself, even to the point of saying, this is your kingdom, like, I'm just going to give you this, and that they're children, and they know they're not worthy of it, but he gives it to them anyways. And it makes me think of, like, how heaven is like, just because a lot of people don't know this. Like, if anybody knows anything about angels, they're like all powerful and all knowledgeable. But one thing that we have that they don't, it's something they like appreciate and love about us, is that in the Eucharist we can receive Jesus physically. They can't. They could be in his presence, but only we can receive him. And like, it just, the idea of that the angels looking at us and as like these most important like beings in creation, and that we have this inheritance in heaven, just kind of makes me think of how Narnia is with the 4 kids, and like how I can imagine like us just going to heaven being like, Oh dang! I'm just so not where's like my apartment? Like this seems more my speed. And it says like no, we are sons and daughters, hence princes and princesses of the kingdom. So here's your kingdom.
Wow.
So that was something I picked up on.
For me, it was actually a very simple message in it. So forgive me, I've read all the books multiple times, so I'm that person. But so I might mix up different books, but it's fine. But there's one quote from the book, and it's like, Peter did not feel very brave indeed. He felt like he was going to be sick, but that made no difference to what he had to do. And this, I believe, if I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but this is before he's going to go to battle with the White Witch, like, the big, like, army scene. And, like, the fact that he was scared and, like, felt sick, like, courage doesn't mean, like, having no fear. It means having fear but doing the right thing anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was a really cool underlying, like, little part of a very big movie. And, like, you can also see where, like, Peter's facing off with the wolf. Like, you can tell that he is terrified. He's literally shaking with his sword. But, like, it's just, like, I always love just the simpler messages in that. And, yeah, I'd say that that's what I took away from it, was just, like, the courage even when you're scared. So, yeah. I love fantasy so much, so I think I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I'd give it an 8. I just like giving everything 8s.
Even if it's something you don't like, you just give it
Okay,
an 8.
Well,
I'm
no,
gonna
if it's
hold
not-
Joelle
8
back
means I
so
like
that
something.
you can give your what is your rating, Anthony?
Okay, my rating,
Don't beat him up.
I'd probably give it a 6.
Okay, that's not bad.
A 6 out of 10. Mainly, yeah, I like,
Okay.
same as him,
Safe.
I like fantasy. The effects are really good. I love the big fight. And of course, like, the symbolism's good. It's C.S. Lewis. But, yeah, so good enough to watch again, but it's just not one of my favorites.
Okay.
So 6 out of 10.
It's fair. Yep.
Well, thanks for joining us. She won't kill you, hopefully.
I will not.
Well, see you all next time, and catch you on the flip side.